Jonathan, welcome to the Lean Pub launch video for A Case Against Estimates. The rewards are theirs, the risks are yours. I was wondering if you could take a moment to talk to us a little bit about yourself and about your book and what it's about and who it's for.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. So as you said, my name is Jonathan, Jonathan Crossland. I'm a fractional CTO, software developer, previously run a software development house, worked with a lot of clients, building a lot of projects, as you would imagine, coming to contact with a lot of lots of kinds of people, different CEOs, different types, right? Different budgets, that sort of thing. The book really came about with just this one thought, which is how hard are we really looking at ourselves? How hard are we looking at estimates? How hard are we looking at project management in general? I think it's the programmer in me, perhaps looking for the base class or something like that. You know, what is the fundamental? What's the axioms? What are the things underneath it all? Right? What are we really looking for? And I wasn't the first to come up with the conclusion that perhaps we are swayed by the illusion of control. Perhaps we are swayed by, there are some people that get in the car and they're making a trip from Southampton to Scotland and they got to plan it all. They have to plan it all. And there are others that wing it. And I think life is somewhere in between.
Yeah, one thing I really like about your book is that you start from the beginning with basically the concept of a mindset and the way our minds work when it comes to engaging with things, and that it's just it's actually an important question, like why do we estimate, and to not instead of a lot of people go, well, in order to achieve our goals and to set parameters, but you're like, because that's just the way we are. We're hardwired to estimate.
We are. And one of the example is the child says, "Are we there yet?" Right? Cliche. It's just part of us. And what's also part of us is humanity's positivity. What's also part of us is how we forget. We forget past experiences. We remember highlight reels. We forget the problems that we faced and those little things. I've seen it all the time, right? Developers come to me. I had small teams, different teams building different things. The lead would come to me and say, "Yeah, we're about 3 weeks behind, but because of this and this, but we'll get on track now. We're going to work overtime." And I was always one for not wanting the guys to work overtime, and so therefore I would always peer more in. But a lot of companies are not that phased. So if you work overtime, you work overtime. If they don't pay for it, even the better. But in that, I noticed that people would confabulate. They would sort of justify. They would remember that conversation we had. It was this and that, and well, that's not how I remember it. And it was like that with clients. It was like that with project managers. We're very narrow focused, right? We just are. We forget, and we're very positive.
Yeah, and I just find it when I saw your book appear on LeanPub, I love the title. I mean, A Case Against Estimates. And I'm going to ask you for yours in just a second, your brief case against estimates, just to formulate it. But I mean, I remember one time I first sort of started thinking about this kind of thing was I was looking at like a report from, one of the, you know, four-letter consultancies or whatever, and it's like the publishing industry is going to grow by a CAGR of 2.25% in the next 3 years. It's like, oh, 2.25, eh? Not 2.24, not you know, 2.26, 2.25. And partly what it got me reflecting on was how ubiquitous that kind of thing is, how crazy it is. Um, and why? But then why do we do it, right? And one of the mistakes that we make about it. And if I were to make a case against estimates myself, it would be people think they're predictions. People treat them like predictions. You said it would be done in 3 months. And if you say to the person who adopts that tone of voice and that attitude, I estimated 3 months, they'll act like you tricked them or you lied or you're being evasive. And that would be my case against estimates, is that people always think they're predictions and they think that you said it was a prediction, as you say, the highlight reel, the making it up, what happened in the past. So what's your case against estimates, and what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So number one, project managers are not going to care about this book, right? And they will fight it tooth and nail because we have vested interest in what we learn and how we learn. We all go through that, right? So how you were introduced to your topic, your domain, who taught you, what they taught you, it's ingrained, and we learn and we think that we're agile and our minds change, but that's not true. Now, my biggest case against estimates is how systemic things, bad things, can become normalized. So if we just take any concept whatsoever, in life, in human history, we can go back to history, some terrible things, right, in history, and how evil is normalized. And if you look at that, that's a very extreme case, right? So no, I'm not saying that that's how bad it is with estimates, but you must understand that humans, we are a strange breed of highly intellectual beings with a very smart brains, but with very small memories, very short attention spans, unfocused. It's amazing we get the things done that we do with the kind of brains that we have. The more we learn about our brain, we marvel and think, what the hell? How do we accomplish anything? If you just take the eyes, you take the illusions that the things that we think we see, right? An old granny on the other side of the road says, it's him. He was wearing a gray jumper. And it's not, he was wearing an orange turtleneck, right? And you've seen it again and again. And I think my biggest case is how systemic things, wrongs, inaccuracies, just become part and parcel of how we operate. And so there's a famous thing, I forget who says, it might have been Aurelius or something, that says, if the majority believe it, then it's probably wrong, right? It's just like, or at least you're thinking with inside the box and things need change thinking outside the box. So for me, it's a natural thing to just question everything. But I think a lot of people don't want to question it. And that systemicness is my case, right? The fact that it is just so prevalent is almost a reason to question it, right? Because nothing is true. Everything needs balance.
Yeah, that's very well said, Jonathan. And I recommend the book to anyone who's interested in that approach to ideas, and in particular this idea, which is so important for project management, for producing products and working with teams, but also for basically everything we do in our life, from driving a car on a vacation to producing amazing software. So the book is a case against estimates. The rewards are theirs, the risks are yours. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for taking the time to do this launch video with us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.